Hi, this is Dr. Max Vogt of EugeneMarriageCounseling.com. And I've been asked this question enough that I decided to make a little video and put this on my site. And it's about insurance reimbursements, which is kind of a common practice among therapists to accept insurance reimbursements or be on panels. And these are some of my reasons for not accepting insurance. I'll be jumping back and forth between this little document and some links and some sites that you can look up yourself. So first of all, therapy in general is confidential, it's private, except in this case where it isn't. Sometimes, with insurance, but also with subpoenas in court and that sort of thing. But we're talking about insurance today. Data about extremely sensitive private information concerning your life is collected by insurance agencies, and it's available to many people legally and lots of people illegally, such as advertisers, researchers, hackers, scammers, future employers. Now, the information, they do their best, I think, to keep it private, but how private are records stored on a server? I was thinking that yesterday that if a hacker can steal 50 million credit card records from one of the most secure companies in the world, why do you doubt people can find out about your private mental health life? So the first reason here is to guard your privacy. I know that's it's becoming a more difficult issue for us every day with sites like Facebook, but this is very sensitive information that you've decided to share privately and confidentially with your therapist. So I would think that you would want to keep that very private, and I want to be able to protect you in that way. So what this means to you is that these people, such as advertisers, researchers, hackers, scammers, future employees, can find out if you've been classified as psychiatrically depressed. This is not just a lightweight sort of thing. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And been referred to or had words used about you such as bipolar disorder, schizophrenic, had sexual dysfunction, anxiety, identity issues. There are all sorts of things that I'll show you some examples of in the manuals. So in order to be reimbursed for their time with you, therapists have to submit information about you, including a psychiatric diagnosis coded as a mental illness. And I'm going to go to some sites here in a second about something called the DSM-4, and that's the Psychiatric Manual of Psychiatric Disorders, and the ICD codes, which is another process there that is used to look into that. I'm going to go online here and show you a little bit about this. So first reference here is about the DSM, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Anybody who submits, any therapist who submits for reimbursement has to use codes in this or something called ICD-9. And I will pop over to, so this is just on Amazon, obviously. You're welcome to go buy this book if you like. DSM-5. This is just on Wikipedia. It's about the DSM-5, and I wanted to just run through some of this is in tiny print, but some of the things. I won't go all through this, but neurodevelopmental disorders, schizophrenia spectrum, bipolar, depressive disorders, anxiety disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders, trauma and stressor-related dissociative disorders, somatic symptoms, sleep-wake, sexual dysfunction, gender dysphoria, paraphilic disorders, neurocognitive disorders, etc., personality disorders. So a category has to be chosen and a number assigned to it in order to have the insurance company reimburse for these diagnoses. So you would receive, if your therapist submits a request for reimbursement, they will have to include codes from this manual or from the ICD-10 or both. And this is a complete official code book of mental disorders. You can look that up as well, ICD-10. And you can buy this book if you want to too. this is just a little PDF available for free online. Classification of mental and behavioral disorders. I don't know how long this thing is, but you know, it goes on and on. These are all the codes that are used when insurance companies require an ICD code. Again, it's ICD-10. You can look this up and see that I haven't invented anything here. This is something that is used. These two standard textbooks or reference books, ICD-10 and DSM-5, are the code books used by therapists to request reimbursement. So I'm going to just read just a second here from a site called Psychiatric Stigma. Follows you everywhere you go the rest of your life. A problem you should think about before consulting a mental health professional and encouraging someone else to do is the stigma of having received so-called therapy. If you seek counseling or therapy from a psychiatrist or psychologist, how are you going to answer questions on job applications, applications for occupational professional licenses, driver's license, applications for health or life insurance? If you're ever asked the question, have you ever had a psychiatric or psychological therapy? You know, you can do whatever you want to with that information, but the real problem here is that it's really none of anybody's business unless your information has been submitted to insurance companies and also something called the Medical Information Bureau. And almost all insurance companies use this for information gathering about you and your medical and psychiatric history. Let's see. So, I think I've gone through all the sites that I had on this. Let me go back to the document. So, you know, in order to be reimbursed, therapists have to submit codes. And personally, as a therapist, I've never thought of my clients as sick or pathological. This process, if you're going to get paid, requires you to think that way as a therapist. I refuse. I'll give you a receipt for your payments, and you can do with that whatever you like. So there are, these are some of the main reasons. I've got other reasons as well, but these are the ones that I think you should really think about carefully if you're going to use, go to a therapist that submits information about your private life to insurance companies. If you have any questions, you can just go on the site eugenemarriagecounseling.com. You can write me an email, drmax, drmax@eugenemarriagecounseling.com, or you can call my number, which is also on the site, which is 541-913-8892. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.